This podcast episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
If you felt stuck trying to lose weight, you're not alone. Enter Weight Loss by Hers. It's designed to support you in reaching your goals. And Hers now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hers, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first GLP-1 available in a pill, so there are no needles needed. Everything is 100% online through Hers. You'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. And it doesn't stop there. Weight Loss by Hers goes beyond medication by offering access to 24/7 messaging with your care team and tons of in-app lifestyle and nutrition tips like recipes, meal plans, fitness videos, sleep content, and more. Even better, with a range of affordable GLP-1 options, Hers makes it simple to find an approach that fits your needs and your budget if eligible. You'll get a treatment plan personalized to you and unlimited dosage changes as needed. It's weight loss designed to work with your life. Ready to reach your goals? Visit forhers.com/women to get personalized, affordable care that gets you. That's forhers.com/women. forhers.com/women. Weight Loss by Hers is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk A.S. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit forhers.com.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
It's in our blood, it's in our bones, orange and brown, yeah, we ride for our own like a dog pack running. We ain't alone, game day comes, get ready for the show. It's our call, it's our bark, it's our song. We stand tall, yeah, we've been here all along. Through it all, the dog pound standing strong. We all dogs, yeah, we all dogs. Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reniker, Justin Charles, Kenny Mack, and Josh Hall. We are dogs!
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Blake finally here. I don't think I've been here since the draft. Turns out if you want to be on a podcast, don't have a baby. Makes it tough to ever be able to get on. But I'm happy to be here with Josh and Kenny here today and all of our friends from the Dog Pack. We love doing these Dog Pack Discord episodes, especially when Discord works properly. So hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties over the next 45 minutes or so. Before we jump into this episode, remember, if you want to get intros and thoughts on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. If you want extra content, you want to be a part of these episodes, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member, and you can listen to the show on Apple, Spotify, and That's it. No more Google. It's been a while since I've done an intro. Flew through it so we could get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, not just waste a bunch of time on intros. So without further ado, let's talk Browns football.
I do want to remind everybody in the audience the rules that we established last time, or at least tried to. We'll try to work through this. If you got your hand up, want to come up on stage, come on up, ask a question, and then jump back off the stage so we can answer. We were just running into situations where people would ask us, 5 questions, and it's like, those are all really good, but then we couldn't remember the first 4 of them. So then we can cycle through some more people too as we go.
All right. Looks like we got a hand up already.
Yep. And I know Jersey Justin here had a hand up before we even got started. So let's get Justin up here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, dude. How you doing, man?
Hey, I can't complain, man. Living the dream. Blake, how's the new baby?
Well, I heard her screaming a couple minutes ago, so
She's alive.
She's alive.
That's all. Yeah, I got an 11-month old at home, man. This winter's been the sickest I've ever been. My sinuses have been horrible. I had 2 upper respiratory infections, but man, I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I'm glad she's it's a girl, right?
It is.
Yeah, I'm glad she's doing good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so don't want to take up too much time, but I just wanted to kind of make a statement, and then I had a question. The statement was regarding Deion Sanders stuff. Just want to give my opinion on that. My opinion is I don't see any problem in any way, shape, or form of Monken and Deion, meeting up. However it was initiated, I really don't know whether Monken was like, hey, you want to talk? Or Deion's like, hey, you want to talk? But, if I was an NFL, coach or, the coach of the Browns, every year I would hold a barbecue at my house and invite as many Hall of Famers as I could. And I'd be like, hey, what's your thoughts on what you see with what we got going on here? I'd pick everyone's brain, you know what I mean? Take notes. It's always good to get great minds, as many as you can together, to see the bigger picture. And the other thing was, the other kind of big topic was the Taylor Green stuff, which not so big. It's kind of simmering off, but I hopped on one of the voicemails and gave my opinion on that about, because there was talk about using him as like a Taysom Hill possibly, or maybe moving him on goal line or red zone. In my personal opinion, someone that's played football before, I think he's way too tall to use him as like Taysom Hill, because he's going to be like target practice for blitzing linebackers and safeties. But if in red zone or goal line, if they are going to try to use him as something like that, do you think it would be a good idea to pull Shedeur Sanders out of the game to put him in for goal line or red zone? Because in my opinion, I would keep Shedeur in. That's why I like him. I think he's one of those quarterbacks, when he gets in the red zone, I get excited. I'm like, I have a feeling like he's going to get in the end zone, whether it's going to be a throw or whether we're going to hand it to Judkins. But I would not want to pull him out for any way, shape, or form. So just what are your thoughts on that?
I'll take the first one about Sanders coming in. I think last week when Josh and I were talking about this, having an all-star and all-pro come in and talk to the team is fantastic. I was just trying to distinguish, for me, is he coming in as a father, or is he coming in as an all-pro corner and giving his advice? Because I asked my buddy who was in the professional football business for 20 years, and I basically asked him, I said, hey, I got a question for you about pro football. Do coaches make time for players' parents other than just a casual hi, goodbye, or pleasantries before or after the game? And he said, not in the slightest. He said they're grown men. It'd be a red flag to some degree if parents are left to or feel the need to be involved in their sons' professional lives. Okay, so that being said, I get why he's going. I don't really care, but I don't know if any other player on that team other than Shedeur Sanders is going to have that allotted for him.
Well, he's the only one who has a Hall of Fame dad, though, who's also a head coach in college and was his head coach.
Here's my deal with this. If Todd Monken reaches out to him and wants to talk to him, that's perfectly fine.
Right.
I don't need Deion putting himself out there expecting the coach to come talk to him. And it wasn't about, and it was why wouldn't he want to talk to me to see how to get the most out of him? Well, he's a professional athlete now. He's a big boy. He can get the most out of him because he's a professional football player, and Todd Monken is a professional football coach. Like, he said the same stuff about Travis Hunter. If I'm Travis Hunter and Deion, I'm like, dude, I'm coachable. I've made it to this level. I'm a professional athlete. I don't need you to come and talk to my coach. I don't need dad to come talk to my coach to see what buttons to push on me to make me play well. This is my job now. I will prepare like a professional athlete, and I will go out and play well. I don't need daddy to. It annoys the crap out of me. We put out stuff where it said it wasn't a big deal, but no other dad. There's been plenty of other players who have professional fathers that are Hall of Famers, and they don't go expect to talk to the head football coach that their kid's playing for. It's like, he's gone. He's not on your team anymore. You raised him to get to this point. Cut the cord. Just cut the cord.
I think it got a little blown out of proportion, though. Because I don't. Go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, I just said, like, that's what I'm getting at. It's just not standard practice. That's all it is. And that's where I stand. And the other point that I made last week, Moncton doesn't need it, I don't think. He's done full well with other quarterbacks. Like
I said, if Todd Monken wants to reach out to him, that's one thing. He can reach out and talk to him.
100%.
But I don't need my player's dad, I don't care who he is, reaching out to the coach to be like, I want to talk to you about how to coach my kid. No, your kid's getting paid to play on my team. I'll coach him however I see fit. Like, come on, these are professional athletes now.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. Was it ever reported that Deion forced himself into Cleveland? I thought that he said he was coming to meet Monk, and I assumed there was an invitation. You know, he came last year during the season and talked with Kevin and the guys whenever Shador started.
That's all. Again, as long as it's an extended invitation from the coach, I just don't need the dad like trying to push his way in. Like, nobody else's dad is doing that. I don't even really care about who your dad is at this point. So, like, let's just focus on the football player, not the football player's dad. That's how I feel.
Well, man, it's Deion Sanders. So anytime his name even gets whispered, he could do us a big favor though and just not talk about it. Well, but didn't Garrett Bush ask him about it though? Like, have you met Todd, or are you going to meet Todd?
So just say, this is, I'm not going to get into that. Like,
yeah, that's Deion though.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard to just not put yourself in the middle of things. Oh, that's like, I just don't want to, it annoys me. And I'm a Shador guy, but like, come on, I'm a Shador guy. I'm not a Shador's dad guy. And I like Deion too.
I'm a Shador guy too, man. And it's just like a whole lot of something about nothing, I guess.
You'd be like Christian McCaffrey's dad going to Shanahan and being like, I think you could get more out of Christian if you gave him if you pushed these buttons in practice, or if you ran some of these plays for Christian. I think he'd really do. Like, what do you think Kyle Shanahan would say to that? Like,
well, but then again, if Shanahan said, "Hey, I want to talk to you," or that's a different story. I'm just saying, unless it's been reported that Deion said he's coming and wasn't invited, I'm not going to assume that. The way he said
it makes it seem like he expects like it should. Like, even with Travis Hunter in Jacksonville, he was like, they never once called me. Well, why would they? Why would they? And then he was like, I never got that invite last year. Well, why would you? Why would you? You don't play for this team, and you don't work for this team. So, just don't put it out there. Just stop.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to stop.
Yeah.
Stacy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, we get some video.
Hey, we got some video.
We're here. You hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, this guy has to start up. Okay. He always does that whenever I say people are here. He just thinks somebody's actually here. But my question for you guys is, now that we're a little bit further into the hiring process after our coach coming in, how is everyone feeling about Todd Monken? Are we trusting the monk, or are we feeling a little skeptical?
Okay, I'll go first real quick.
Go ahead.
I obviously was not the highest on the hire when it first happened, was definitely skeptical of the process and everything. Man, his approach to this team so far, and I know it's only been one set of OTAs and a little bit of a mini camp or whatever. I'm excited to see a different philosophy here because he really does seem like that true down-to-earth, gritty football guy that he's going to tell you like it is. What Zion Johnson said, like that was the quote that really stood out to me when he was like, hey, I'm coming into practice and I know that if I fall start out there, we're reloading the rep. I'm getting pulled out. Yep. And I was like, ooh. These guys, there's a heavy emphasis on these pre-snap penalties, which plagued us for all 6 years of Kevin. So I'm definitely looking forward to some of this discipline and accountability he seems to be bringing.
It's one of those things where I'm cautiously optimistic about the stuff he's saying. I will caution Browns fans where it was the same way with Kevin when he was a new coach. We all loved his never get too high, never get too low, stoic, keep things in-house personality until he started losing. And then that became a negative about Kevin. But if you go back to when he first started in Cleveland, it was everybody viewed that as a positive. So it doesn't really matter what he says. It's all going to come down to wins and losses. If he wins games, everybody will love his demeanor. And if he loses games, all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, you say this, but clearly we're not, that kind of thing. Or why you causing drama by talking like about players in the media, keep it in house. So it's going to come down to wins and losses. If we win games, it'll be a positive.
I have an add-on question for that then. So if he does lose games and it doesn't seem like it's going our way, is this going to be a one and done, you think, for him? Or do you think this is a long-term thing?
That's a tough call because, he seems like a Bill Parcells type guy. He's direct. He's blunt. He teaches first. He's got accountability over feelings. So I don't see it as a one and done unless he drastically changes the way he is. It's still way too early. And Blake's got a great point. It's like the beginning part of a relationship, like everything's sunshine and roses and we love each other, don't have to worry about somebody leaving the toilet seat up just yet. That's kind of where we're at. Right. And so I wouldn't think so based on the relationship he has either. He has the right attitude that I like, where he is like, I am here to coach and teach. I'm not here to pick players. Andrew Berry is here to pick my players and I will mold them. And that's what I like. And that's why I think right now that it would progress farther than a one and done.
Yeah. No, I really like him. I think he's sorry. I was gonna say I really like him so far. I like the change up, obviously, from the Kevin interviews, and just even that alone, I'm like, okay, I already like you a lot better, just because I'm so tired of his just boring answers. And I think I saw Monken's, it was the OTA maybe post conference, but he was like, I just like when they ask him questions, and then he's like, that's not my question to answer. You should probably go ask them. Like he's just, I don't know. I think he's funny, and I think he's there. He's straightforward. Like he answers the things that he should answer as a coach. Doesn't step out of his realm and doesn't also beat around the bush and just say like some robotic answers. So I like that part about him.
Wasn't it great when he said about the 7-on-7, the interceptions? He's like, who does that? Yeah. Who does that? You don't even have a pass rush. Like, he's like, what are we doing? But the way he said it was so direct and blunt, and it wasn't like to make anybody feel bad, but it definitely is going to keep some guys on their toes that the following practice is after that.
Agreed.
I think whether there's like a one and done kind of thing depends on what expectations are in the building, because at least like Vegas has us at 6 wins, 6.5 wins or something like that. So like, I know a lot of Browns fans are really optimistic, but Vegas is very rarely wrong, So if they got us anywhere, from 5 to 7 wins, I didn't think the team last year really had the talent to win almost any games. I wouldn't have been shocked if they didn't win any games last year. And we won 5 and the coach got fired. We added, at least on paper, a boatload of talent on the offensive side of the ball and added, a new high-level safety on the defensive side of the ball. So what are expectations for Jimmy Haslam? He said in the media, I think we should have won more than 5 games last year. That tells me they should definitely win more than 5 games this year with what is supposed to be an easier schedule and an influx of talent all over the roster. So if we come out and we only win 4 or 5 games, Is Jimmy going to say we didn't live up to expectations? Does he have some unrealistic idea of what we should win? I have no idea what to expect from this team. I think we could win anywhere from like 3 games to 9 or 10 games. It all depends on how the rookies pan out. You know, did we think we hit on them? Everybody said the Browns had a great draft. We all think the Browns had a great draft. But you don't really know until they get on the field with pads how it's going to go. So I just think it all depends on what Jimmy's expectations are for this football team. Depends on how long of a leash that Todd Monken really has.
Depends how he develops that quarterback, man. That's the driver in the league, and that's what we are considered not to have. That's why we're probably at 6.5. That's why we're probably only favored in 2 games in the entire schedule this year. If that quarterback position goes the way we think it can, and Shedeur takes another step, then, I mean, that's where you get to where Blake's saying that 9, maybe 10 games. If there's no quarterback play and somehow Taylor Green's playing at the end of the year, we've got 3 wins. You know what I mean? So that's where we'll be.
All right.
That's not a knock on Taylor. That's not a knock on Taylor Green. It's just that means we're on our 3rd quarterback, another 3-cycle quarterback. He's getting like 4 to 5 games, and you know.
Oh yeah.
You need to get out of that.
This episode is sponsored by Kalshi. All right, Browns fans, you know, we've all messed around with the sports books before, right? And let's be honest, you're always kind of playing against the house. But with Kalshi, it's different. You're not betting against some sports book. You're trading against other real-world people. There's no house trying to beat you. Kalshi just runs the marketplace. So if you think the public is wrong, like everybody's overreacting to these smoke screens in the draft or sleeping on a prospect, you can literally take the other side of the market. And it's not just sports either. You can trade on other real-world stuff, interest rates, inflation, even wild weather outcomes. It works like this. Simple yes or no markets, your risk is capped up front, and your payout is locked in. So if you trust your takes and instincts, and I know you guys do, go check out Kalshi and see what markets are live right now. So head over to kalshi.com/dogs, KALSHI.com/dogs, DAWGS. Deposit just $20, and Kalshi's going to match you. They're going to put $20 free into your account. That's a great deal to get started. So again, kalshi.com/dogs, $20 match when you deposit $20 into your account. This episode is sponsored by ButcherBox for Pets. Browns fans, ButcherBox for Pets has a deal you cannot pass up for your 4-legged family members. Right now, you get 50% off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Just go to butcherboxforpets.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use promo code DOGS when you check out. It can get confusing because we're the dogs, we love our fellow dogs, our dog pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful. But let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. And they're not just pets, like I said, they're part of the family. So the question is, what are you actually feeding them? At ButcherBox, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain 0 artificial flavors or preservatives. I know our house wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. Absolute dumbest dog in the world, but we love him like crazy. And it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of those factory processed blocks from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to add dog food to your shopping list ever again. ButcherBox delivers their high-quality food right to your door. Just choose the delivery schedule that you need for your dog, and you can change, modify, pause, or cancel your plan at any time. So try it out today. Your dog will love you for upgrading their meal times. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs and use promo code DOGS, DAWGS, to get 50% off. That's right, half off your first subscription order of the premium slow-cooked nutrition fresh dog food or the premium fresh dog food. Minimum purchase of just $34. 50% discount applies to subscription orders only. 1 use per customer, and you can cancel at any time. ButcherBoxForPets.com/dogs.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact that you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. They make it super simple. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with coverage options tailored to your choices. Plus, you'll see which discounts you may qualify for, like the online quote discount or savings for paying in full. In fact, 99% of Progressive Auto customers earn at least 1 discount. See if you could save when you switch to Progressive. You'll feel good about making a savvy choice. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little extra cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
This episode is sponsored by Trollco. Browns fans, there is a phrase that has been used around the blue-collar world forever. Dirty hands, clean money. The idea that you show up, you put in the work, and you build your ideal life because of it. Sound familiar? That is Browns country. And Trollco is a clothing brand built around that very belief. Two guys who worked the oil patch looked around and could not find a single brand that represented people like them. So they started making workwear, tees, hoodies, and hats all by themselves. You know, gear for the person who works hard all week and still brings that same energy to the tailgate on Sundays. And I know I'm talking Cleveland in general, but Northeast Ohio is that blue-collar, work hard, earn what you have area. Whether it's you or somebody you know, a family member, your dad, your brother, uncle, whatever the case may be, you guys know what that dirty hands, clean money phrase truly means. So check out what they have to offer. Head to trollco.com/dogs. That's TROLLCO.com/dogs, DAWGS, and use code DOGS25 for 25% off your first order.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
All right, Stacy, anything else real quick? Or
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
all right,
Talk to you later. Bye.
great to see you. All right, let's see. We got Kurt from Jersey had his hand up next. What's up, Kurt?
What's up, guys? I'm going to spare you and not put my camera on, like Stacey. So two things. One real quick. Like, I don't put much stock in you guys brought up the interceptions and stuff. Like, I don't put much stock in the interceptions, or actually, I don't put much stock in, like, the great plays where you see that bomb from Watson to Boston, and Mary Kay went crazy about it. Of course. But I do put stock in the tipped passes, like Jerry Jeudy's tip pass for an interception. Like, there was a lot of tip passes last year for interceptions. And that kind of scares me. Like, you're professional wide receivers. You're in shorts. Should you be tipping passes for interceptions? Like, that kind of bothers me. I don't really know that that's a question.
Well, I can at least speak. I'll speak to the Jerry Jeudy tip pass thing, just because when I saw it, I was like, okay, so we're in 7-on-7s, no pads. Like, you're not going to get crushed trying to come back to catch that ball. Jerry Jeudy's just a very soft player, in my opinion. He's not physical. How many passes last year, like you just mentioned, did we see get tipped for interceptions, or, tipped in general from being thrown to Jerry Jeudy? And it's like, here we go in practice again. He's not a very reliable receiver.
No, like there was a big deal put on, like, the KC drop, right? Like, you guys saw that, of course. Mm-hmm. Like, it was everywhere. And I don't know, when I see that Jerry Jeudy tip, it, like, took me right back to last year with the Cedric Tillman tip for an intercept. Like, all these, like, oh, that's how they were catching the ball last year. Like, no, that's what the media should be like. Hey, look, this was our problem last year, and here's the same people doing it. Where these new kids, if they drop a ball, I expect that. I expect a first-year dude to drop a ball in OTAs, but a veteran wide receiver, You're in shorts on 7-on-7s, and you're doing the same shit. You're tipping the ball to an interception. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose.
I guess I'm gonna be like the negative guy here. Probably get a lot of hate. I know the play. I'm far from a Jerry Jeudy defender. I've disliked Jerry Jeudy for a long time. I didn't think that play was his fault. He came back to 3 yards to the ball. What's he supposed to do? Run all the way back to the quarterback? Like the ball was 2 seconds late, and the ball gets tipped.
Blake, we know you love Jerry Jeudy.
I thought, again, I'm not a Jerry Jeudy defender, but that to me, that wasn't really on him. The ball was way late. And I saw some people saying, well, he's going through his progressions. I would imagine Jerry Jeudy was probably the first read. He's, the de facto number 1 wide receiver for the Browns. So I don't know that we didn't get to see the whole play. We only saw the end, but so at least that play. Now I'm not going to sit here and say I have high expectations for Jerry Jeudy this year. My hope is that he's the number 3 and we almost never see him touch the ball. I'd love it if he just wasn't on our team, but that play in particular, if we're being fair, it was a very late throw, and I'm pretty sure the defender came through him and tipped the ball. He didn't actually tip the ball. So,
what about our receiver coach there though? Last year, I think Kurt's kind of getting to a good point there. And let's take Jerry Jeudy out of the equation. At the end of the day, guys, we had Jerry Jeudy, and then we had a bunch of guys. We didn't have Till for much of the year, who was supposed to be a guy that we leaned on. And then none of us really could understand why our wide receiver coach was there. And maybe we just got a bunch of soft guys that need catching the ball. And maybe there's some alligator arms out there, just the way they were coached up last year. Maybe with a different set of coaches, we're only that was OTA 3. Maybe by the end of OTA 10, that's something that's not going to be. Or maybe it's that Josh is right. It's just softness from a certain player. And that could be too. And it's just not going to be coached out.
Well, and it could be a combination of it all. I mean, I agree with Blake. I mean, it wasn't the best pass. It was definitely not on time. I don't think anybody's going to argue with me that Jerry Jeudy's not a physical player. He's not. He's soft. That's what he is.
I could argue he's not a player.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I think another thing, and Blake made a good point that I wanted to elaborate on too. We see these clips, and they're, vertical clips for TikTok from the Browns, and you can't see the whole play. You have no idea. Half the time I can't even see who's throwing the freaking ball on some of these plays. So
there's different guys that you follow too, and they have different angles. I looked at Cameron Justice, and I couldn't understand what was going on that play because I couldn't see Jerry Jeudy. I just saw it tipped in the air.
The biggest thing for me is the clip of the touchdown pass to Boston. I know a lot of people are, oh, that was a dot from Watson. I'm like, it was 7-on-7. There's no pass rush. I really don't care about he should be able to hit a wide open receiver in a spot. He's a 10-year vet. But the route from Boston is what I was like, oh, because that was Tyson Campbell, our starting cornerback in coverage.
Yeah.
And he stuttered him up and took off to the end. I was like, that is a nice route. And he made the catch. Yeah. That's the stuff I like to see.
I noticed that too, that was Campbell, and he beat him.
Yeah.
That was refreshing and exciting.
Josh, you kind of said something that made me think of a topic where you said you don't really care because it's 7-on-7, so you don't really care about the throw and that kind of stuff, no pass rush. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the Browns media have said that Deshaun has the leg up right now and he's looked better, and a lot of people are arguing and complaining about that. And I said this in the Discord, I'm not shocked that Deshaun right now looks better than Shador. He always looks good in shorts when there's no pass rush.
Yes.
If you were going to name your starter off of practice short sessions, Deshaun would be your guy.
Sure.
I'm zero surprise every time I hear a report that Deshaun looks better in practice right now, and then I see all these people arguing and complaining. I'm like, guys, of course he does. This is where he excels. There's no pass rush. There's very little. He has all day to make a read. There's no quick decision making. There's nobody chasing him. It's of course he looks good. When he first came to Cleveland, all we heard from those first OTAs and practices was, this is the most talented thrower we've ever had. Like the Browns have never had a guy like this at quarterback. That's all they said while they were in shorts. And then they got to padded practices and you started hearing reports of offense doesn't look very good. What's going on here? And that's really what I expect now. Like, of course, I'm 0% shocked if he looks better right now. This is what happens when they start playing real football.
We were talking before the show and about the Quincy Williams mic'd up, and they had a play, and Quincy was like, "Don't clap for that. Like that was a sack. Like if I was going to hit, like I would have had him. So don't clap for that. That pass."
And he didn't even try to knock down the pass or anything. He just head down, arms down, and walked off to the side. And he was like, "That was a sack. What are you guys clapping for?" Like he completed a pass or whatever.
Yeah.
But of course he looks better now. He's a great flag football quarterback these days.
I like that flag football quarterback. You know, and I was saying the other day, a guy that I trust more than the other people in the Cleveland media would be Zach Jackson whenever he gives his assessment on the quarterbacks from practice. Because Blake, he was the only one really saying like 2 years ago that, hey, Deshaun kind of looks like crap here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And last year he was saying Dylan Gabriel doesn't look like he should even be on an NFL roster. And he was right. So the other day he was on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I don't know if you guys saw the clip, but he said, yeah, you know, he had the throw of the day was that throw to Boston. He said sandwiched in between that, though, was a play that went to, I think he was thrown to Judy on the outside. Should have been picked. The defender just dropped it, went right into his hands. Yeah, and I was, because I saw that clip too, and I was like, oh, that looks like a Deshaun Watson throw right there. And then he said the other one was he said the second throw was a pass to Judy on a comeback that was sailed 7 yards past him or in front of him or something. I was like, and he said, really took me back to 2024.
Yeah. I'm with you in terms of like, if you're going to listen to a media member, he's usually pretty brutally honest about the players and how they actually look. And that's not saying I agree with like everything he says about everything, but on those points, he's brutally honest. Don't get your up in a bunch because Deshaun supposedly looks better in practice right now. This is where he excels.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Blake. It's not a surprise.
It's just the local media. You know, this is like I was saying again before the show, like it's trickling out into the national media. It's trickling out like this bizarre take on Deshaun being back and, you know, wait till this year. Like, I don't know, man. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre.
They can only look at what the locals media is saying because they don't have time to look at all the tape. Like I just listened to Lance Zierlein say something along the lines of like, I can't believe Monken's might start or wants to start Deshaun Watson. I mean, Monken's never said that ever. I've watched every presser. So I don't know where he's getting this from unless he literally talked to him on the phone before the show started. I don't know.
What kills me exactly too is, it kills me is this narrative. Stephen A. might even talk about it. Like he thinks he could really thrive in Todd Monken's system. You know, well, Deshaun, like it's all Kevin's fault that Deshaun didn't play well. Like there wasn't a year where we also tried to completely tailor the offense to him with Ken Dorsey.
Yep,
it's always it was Ken Dorsey's fault. Now it was Kevin Stefanski's offense's fault. It didn't fit to his play style. Well, okay, we figured that. So we went and hired Ken Dorsey to completely tailor the offense around you. You still looked like dog crap, you know? So like, let's not pretend like all that, like it was the system. He played in more than one system in Cleveland. They tried to mold the offense around him. He just kept dirting balls. You know, so there's only so much. A system isn't going to make you better. It's not like there weren't guys open. You just couldn't throw to them.
Yeah, like Ken Dorsey, he did it with Cam. He did it with Josh Allen. And then his third time was not a charm. He couldn't get anything out of Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson looked lost. I remember Blake was hilarious. Every time after a game, he'd be like, "I'm doing Deshaun Watson." You know, like shoulders up, eyes open, didn't know what was going on. Like that's the way it was with Ken Dorsey, and I don't think it was Ken Dorsey's fault. I think he's doing okay with Dak Prescott right now.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry to change the subject, but the other thing is, everyone's saying like, if we do 5 wins or better this year, that's great. But we have an opportunity this year that we don't usually have. And that's the fact that the Ravens and the Steelers are in a position of, not rebuilding, but retooling and I don't know how to word it, but
they both have new coaching staffs.
Yeah, but it could go horrible for them. Where we haven't found our coach, we have for years our quarterback. We have an opportunity to plant some roots and be the team. And I don't know, man. I think we could make the playoffs.
You're scared to say that. You were scared to say that.
He was, man. He had to check himself.
He's like, am I really going to say this out loud?
Here's what I'm going to say to that. The Browns, on paper, still have the 4th best roster in the AFC North. I know the coach in Cincinnati sucks, but roster-wise, especially on offense, theirs is way better than ours. Defensively, they had Dexter Lawrence in the middle to help out their defense. Their defense will still be their weak point, but as long as Joe Burrow stays healthy, they're going to score a boatload of points. The Steelers just won the division, and so we talk about how mediocre they are. They just won the division with double-digit wins, and the Ravens roster.
Blake, they have a 94-year-old quarterback.
They had him last year.
Come on.
They had him last year.
He's already said he's done this year. That means you're done. When you're done.
A lot of people will come out and say this is going to be my last year. Aaron Donald did it, and he won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
He's 114, Blake.
He's not. He's not even the oldest quarterback we've watched play in the last 10 years.
I think to Kurt's point, though, he definitely is not the Aaron Rodgers of old. He is. Well, he is. He's not Aaron Rodgers old.
But he was not the reason they were mediocre last year. He played good enough football for them. And then they go out and they add Michael Pittman. They still have DK Metcalf. Their roster's better than ours, at least more proven. And same with the Ravens.
Still saying playoff. I'm still saying playoffs. Like, you're not killing my dream. Playoffs. Baby.
I don't want to be
Brown. There's delusional. Playoff.
I think there's a better chance we'd finish 4th in the division than we make playoffs. I'm cautious. I'm hopeful. But...
Well, who in the AFC North? What coach are you putting money on then? Because I don't know about Minter. I don't know about Monken yet. I don't know about with Cincinnati's coach. We always kind of dog him. Mike McCarthy's got the best pedigree of them all.
Dude, it's up in the air.
You know what I mean?
Everybody was clowning. I don't think that's the worst hire they ever could have made. That's why
Blake's got to get some sleep. I can't. He's squashing my dreams. Get some sleep, Blake.
Jesse Minter is definitely a guy I wanted nothing to do with because I don't trust anybody who is on that Michigan staff. But I'm just saying, if you're pinning a lot of hopes and dreams on a bunch of rookies. If you think
I'm just saying the opportunity is there that we don't normally have, where the Ravens and the Steelers are both on new coaching staffs. Yes, we are too, but that's usually a good thing for us.
It's better than them being at the height of their powers. I will give you that, Kurt.
100%. Right? There's a lot of unknowns. There's so much unknown in the division right now, other than the Bengals, and we know they can score points. That is the known. We know our defense can hold people down. Depends what our offense does. The Steelers have players. Are they going to follow the coach the first year? And then, the Ravens have players, and are they going to have a good first-year coach too?
I'm saying buttoned up. This isn't like the Mike Tomlin plug-and-play players. It's Tomlin's. His system, everyone knows what to do. You have players that have been there and they can tell the other guys, and then Harbaugh and all his, same thing. And then, Cincinnati, I don't know.
Listen, man, I would be listening to you if we weren't also coming off firing our coach and having one of the worst rosters in football.
But that's us. That's what we do. We know that's our system,
I think
dude.
for Kurt here, Blake, you did already say you wouldn't be surprised if we won 3 games or 9 or 10. And there's a chance 9 or 10. I mean, that got the Steelers the playoffs last year. Like, things can happen. And that's the thing. We always look at the schedule before the season. We look at opponents and we try to predict these records. And then, like I said on a couple episodes ago, then you look at the Chiefs on your schedule in week 1, 2, 3 and say, oh, we got to play the Chiefs last year. And then you get to week 16, it's a pushover game. You just have no idea how the NFL season is going to go, who's getting injured, all that kind of stuff. So there is definitely opportunity. We just have to do our part. Like the coaching has to be there. I think we got good players. We got to coach them up. They got to perform on the field. It's all got to translate or else, it's going to be another bad year. But if it all translates, yes.
I'm going to drop off, guys, but I'm saying Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
That was great.
This episode is brought to you by Baden Sports. Browns fans, it's summertime. Time to get outside and take advantage of the beautiful weather and play some backyard games. Head over to badensports.com, BADEN sports.com/dogs, and check out all their summertime gear. And for 10% off your entire order, just use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. Now, if you guys love pickleball, Baden Sports has all the gear you need, including a variety of paddles, balls, and complete pickleball sets with a pack and go carry case so you can play in the backyard or take it on vacation to play with the entire family. Baden Sports also has volleyball and badminton sets, croquet, horseshoes, bocce, and even Vikings chess. And no summer break is complete without some good old-fashioned wiffle ball. Plus, Baden has all kinds of different basketballs with special outer layers that are designed specifically for whatever surface you'll be playing on. So don't waste 1 second this summer. Head to badensports.com/dogs to get the backyard outdoor gaming gear that your family needs and get 10% off your entire order with promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. That's badensports.com/dogs.
Well, it's good to know that there are very optimistic Browns fans out there. We got, let's see, Jersey Justin wants to come back up. So we got a whole lot of New Jersey rep here today. This is awesome. I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Did you guys read that article, the ESPN article from Daniel Ofusi about Deshaun Watson and the source close to Watson and how he said, Watson doesn't hold any ill will toward Cleveland or anything.
Oh, I'd hope not. You got to. We give you a whole bunch of money to do nothing. What would your ill will be?
I know. I was like, ill will? Toward us?
19 games, guys. 19 games.
Because we expected you to perform for the paycheck you were getting. So we were angry when you didn't. That's what you would have ill will for? Like, come on.
19 games and $230 million. Like, come on.
That just, it cracked me up when I saw that.
New Jersey represent.
That's right.
Just a quick question is actually added on to what Stacy brought up. And that question is kind of like what the stance of how you feel Monken at the end of the season. God forbid it is a losing season. Does your opinion change at the end of the season if it's a losing season, if he does decide to start Deshaun Watson over Shador?
You can't have a losing season and start Deshaun. That would... Unless your only goal is to just never play Shador and to draft a quarterback next year, you absolutely cannot have a losing season and played Deshaun for the entire year. The only way you can play Deshaun, you better make the playoffs. You better go on a run and do something crazy, or else it's meaningless because he's not going to be on the team. They're going to get rid of him.
I mean, God forbid something happens to Shador. That'd be the way that he plays.
It's just the whole conversation to me just still crazy because 2020 was the last time Deshaun Watson played a full season of football. I mean, I just don't understand how people think it's just going to happen now. I mean, it might. I guess that is a possible outcome. It's just not one I would bet money on based on history.
And I don't want to watch him go out there and hear about rust.
No, there will be no rust. I
watched Phillip Rivers get up off of the couch at 45 pounds overweight, shot putting the ball around the field.
Yeah.
and play at a decent level. You know what I mean? Like do some things, move the offense up and down the field. Like I don't want to hear about rust with
Remember,
Deshaun Watson.
we had rust all of 2023 was the rust conversation, and then Joe Flacco came and immediately was 300-yard games. Boom, 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 boom. We're winning games, scoring touchdowns. It's like, oh crap, maybe all that rust stuff was a bunch of bull crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly about Flacco. Like he can't read a defense. I think we've all seen that. I think the tape shows that. I don't know what Todd Monken is going to do to make him understand, unless having the entire season off, he studied every defensive coordinator that was on our schedule and knows them top to bottom, and he's ready to go. But I still don't see it based on how he read defenses or made any offense go. Like he just doesn't have it anymore. Like he doesn't have a feel for the game. He has still some awesome athletic moves, don't get me wrong, and you see it a little flash here and there, but overall, like if there is an out and the receiver needs to split it back because of a blitz, he just doesn't get it, man. I just don't think he gets it anymore.
No, game speed Deshaun Watson is no bueno.
Yeah.
And way I see it is at the end of the year, like I said, God forbid we have a losing season. It's not something fun to talk about before the season even started, but us Browns fans know the deal. So we can talk about it. And if he starts Deshaun Watson and say he goes 2-4 in the first 6 games, I mean, yeah, starts Deshaun, he goes 2-4, then brings Shador, and then Shador wins 5-6 games, and we're sitting there with 8 wins maybe, or 7 wins. I'm going to say I would rather move on from him. But if he just starts to Shador like everyone wants, and, Shador doesn't really show out or shows just enough to where we still have a losing season, but we still got 2 rookie wide receivers, and Shador played out as much as he could, I would be saying, all right, I would rather stay with Todd Monken, give him one more season and see where he's at. But if he starts Deshaun and we have a losing season, I'm going to be, let's move on. Let's try someone else.
So right before we wrap up, then I want to piggyback off that. And I want to gauge what expectations are for people here in just, I guess, the Browns nation. We won 5 games last year. The owner said he thought we should have won more games. I listened to Browns fans complaining every single second of every single day about winning 5 games. No matter who plays quarterback, nothing. If we only win 5 games this year, what are you doing? What is the expectation? Because all I've heard is this team is significantly better talent-wise. So if you win 5 games this year, what are you doing?
If he wins just 5 games, I would have to say if Shador comes out, it would be a very tough position for me. I guess my answer to your question is I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think if you start Shador, we only get 5 wins. I think there's going to be more than that. So you're going to have at least 6. So you start Shador and he's going to have more than 5 wins, then you're not even in that scenario anymore. You start Deshaun and you let him play 7-8 games and he wins only a couple games, and you try to put Shador in there and the energy's just not there. It's like, oh, well, you thought I was a backup anyway. I'm going to try my best, but I'm coming off the bench. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess that's my answer to your question. I don't think if they start Shador, there will be only 5 wins. So the only scenario where that's the case is if Deshaun Watson's the quarterback. So I'd be sitting in the same boat to fire him.
Well, here's, I guess, then, I appreciate your answer, but I don't care about that. I just want to know, if we win 5 games, what are people going to be saying?
If we only win 5, everyone's
going to say fire him, man. They're going to say fire him. They're going to say fire him.
Because if 5 games wasn't good enough last year, it better not be good enough this year with the better, more talented roster. That's going to be my thing. He's going to
get. If they start Shador, it won't be that. We won't be in that boat.
I sure hope so, but Vegas doesn't think that. Well, they think 6.
Right.
I'll be saying the same thing with 6, because I can make the argument, and I've listened to a whole bunch of people talk about this roster should win more than 6 games. Kurt thinks we're going to the freaking Super Bowl. so
God, I would love that. I just don't think that's the case.
I guess I just want to gauge the Browns fans' expectations for this year, because I don't want to get to the end of the year with 5 wins and all of a sudden everybody thinks that's okay. because we just fired everybody.
God,
for
please
only
not
winning
again.
5
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, like I said, if we start
Just because
Deshaun
he
Watson,
talks tougher.
that there's a chance that we're talking that type of scenario. We start Shador, I think there's a good chance we sneak in on a wild card. That's what I think.
I got to see this offensive line first. I got to see how they roll before I make any kind of prediction. I need to see something. Even like the backups in preseason. I just need to see how they're going to mold and what kind of intensity they have. And I think it's going to be high because everything's new. It's like I said, it's the sparkly time of the relationship, right? So I think it's going to be good. But I'm really leaning on that offensive line. I need to see before I make any kind of expectations. And my expectation is that they're going to be trained up well by George Warhop. So I need to see that first.
All right. Do we want to get? I'm guessing this is Gage. Real quick before we wrap.
I got about 2 minutes.
I'll make it quick.
What's up, my man?
Congrats. What's up, everybody? Congrats, Blake, on the newborn.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, I guess for me, I think, with our roster improvement overall, and I think whichever way they go, Deshaun or Shador, I think it'll lead to maybe a few more wins. But I can see us going 9, 10, and maybe 9 or 10 wins, maybe squeaking into a wild card spot or just missing it. I could easily see it that way. But I can also see it, disaster hits Cleveland, which, we're not new to that. So we win.
That's called a normal
3-4
year.
games.
Yep.
So, but I guess the optimist in me says 9, 10 wins and maybe sneaking into a wild card spot.
Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic with everything. I just don't want him to get a pass just because we like the way he talks right now in terms of, he's a straight shooter. So if we only win 5 games this year, it's okay. That's not going to suffice for me.
Yeah, 100%. And I think even Todd Monken would even agree with what you're saying. He would hold himself to a high standard.
Well, he
He wouldn't give an excuse for him winning only 5 games and saying that's not. Come on, give me another chance, guys.
He's the guy that says he hates shitty football, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's got to hold himself accountable to that. And we'll see what happens with that. But you're a 5-12 team until you're not. And right now, the Browns are a 5-12 team that would finish under the 6.5 that's projected from Las Vegas until they prove it. And like I just said earlier, I need to see the offensive line. I need to see the quarterback play well against that offensive line. I think it'll help with the new receivers that we have. But all that's got to be like almost like last year, like if we'll see what happens. But the talent is there. So I'm happy about that. Hold it up.
Yeah, and I think, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just think real quick, I think if our defense is at least top 10, if it's not top 5, and I think with our improvement on offense, I think, like I said before, maybe sneak in the wild card, maybe just miss, but that's it.
Dude, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all depends on health and if players show up and can play.
Dude, we've had enough injury over the last 3-4 years. I think we need a year where we don't have much. So that's got to be this year. 2026 is the non-injury year for the Browns.
You'd think so, Kenny, but
I'm putting it in existence.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in existence. Let's go.
Yep. I think the rain, kind of what thanks a lot, Gage. Appreciate hearing from you guys. I know we're going to wrap up, but just to kind of put a bow on that, there's definitely reason for optimism. Like Blake said, cautiously optimistic, but at the same time, guard your heart because you know what can happen as a Browns fan. We've lived it. We've got the scars, but just on paper, we've done the right things. We've got the right players. We've added where we needed to. We've put the coaching staff in place, all this stuff. But we'll see how it translates to the field starting in September.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this thing up before any of us get in trouble. We appreciate you guys being here, especially Dog Pack members who jumped on here, came up onto the stage and talked. You guys make these episodes fun. We really appreciate it. I'm super happy. I finally got to get back on and do an episode for you guys. So thanks for being so patient with my in and out absences like the last month and a half or so. So I promise I'm still here. It's just tough right now, but as things get more normal at my house, I'll be back on here more often. So I appreciate you guys being patient. Appreciate everybody who's checking out the show, and we'll see you guys later this week. Have a good holiday.
It's in our blood, it's in our bones, orange and brown, yeah, we ride for our own like a dog pack running. We ain't alone, game day comes, get ready for the show. It's our call, it's our bark, it's our song. We stand tall, yeah, we've been here all along. Through it all, the dog pound standing strong. We all dogs, yeah, we all dogs. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Follow us on social media at the Dogs Podcast. And join our dog pack community at jointhedogs.com. We all dogs!
This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer. And the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough. Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.